I do feel like a feather in the breeze. Only I don't. But morning, everybody. Hey, Luann. Hey, Sue. Good morning. It'll be a quicker one today. Hey, Geraldine. Hey, Jim. I'm feeling about the same as I did yesterday. Better than I did much of yesterday. I still just feel like I got a cold, really. But it is time I took my pills. So, if you'll all pardon me 1 second. Jim, that's the idea. Hey, Kelly. Hey, everybody. Tomorrow I'll probably be well enough that I can do this from within the car or something. We'll do a nice little cemetery tour from inside the car. Or some kind of mural thing that if I can do from the car. We'll see. Tomorrow's Monday, yeah. Today I'm doing a half calf coffee. Yesterday I slept a lot, but it was also the first day in a long time that I haven't had any coffee out. I'd say Gail tried refreshing. And with other people in the house, I'm trying to stay as masked as I can. Hey, Sherman, how you doing over there on YouTube? Little pal Sherman Dorn's out there. All right. Good to see ya. I'm feeling like I got a cold, basically. Strong craving for chocolate marshmallow cookies. Morning, Grandma Belle. Hey, Diane. So yeah, my luck quite ran out this past week. Cats seem to be okay. I've got a lot of virtual people looking over me. Hey, sure. But yeah, this will be a pretty short one. I'll pop into the microfilm stuff in just a second. But yeah, Janice, I got COVID. The rest of the family, so far it is not. So I'm trying to keep them as protected as I can. But alright, everybody. So this will be just kind of a quick one. Normally on Sunday mornings we go for a full length, like 40-minute tour, but we did that yesterday, really, with the watching the river dying. But let's move on here. I've set up a bunch of stuff from last weekend. I don't think it was at the microfilm room that I got the virus. It's not that crowded in there, and also it's one of the few places that still make everybody wear masks the whole time. But I found a couple of things, including this fantastic drawing of the State Street Levee District back before it moved down to the south, a little further south. This is about the finest representation I have seen of what this neighborhood looked like. They called this the wickedest district. That's fantastic. I've tried to clean it up as much as I could. It was so big on the screen that I had to take 2 pictures of it and stitch them together. I love this site. Here's the guy puking that they decided to show. And also mixed in with that was this drawing of the inside of one of these places, and I just love this piece. This is like a 1901 version of Hopper's Nighthawks, which we've got right there. Subject of a million parodies. You just know everybody in this place is up to something. That woman who's reclining there on the left looks like she's been this tired all damn day, but she's totally playing this guy who's right down below. And this guy in the background with the bowler hat on definitely looks like he's up to no good. But again, he thinks he's pulling a fast one on the woman here who's sipping a drink, but she is in complete control of the situation. This is another I've tried to clean up as much as I possibly could and make it as large as I possibly could. There's so many cool things we could do with this. There was also this fantastic theatrical review of a show called Hodgepodge & Co. I just think that's the greatest headline. I'll read just a little excerpt of the review itself. It was a theatrical critic named Elisa Armstrong. She absolutely panned Hodgepodge & Co. Said, "At worst, you can always begin putting on your wraps in the middle of the last act. But even that gives you plenty of time to count the teeth, appraise the toilets, and want to go home before it is quite polite to do so." Enjoy that tremendously. Here is a drawing in 1901 of this idea they have to add a river walk. This is pretty cool to see because it's very similar to what the river walk ended up looking like 100 years later. It took an awfully long time to get this to work. A lot of people were kind of shocked. Why was the river walk closed yesterday? You know how many drunks they'd have to be fishing out of the water? Now, especially up here, this lamppost that looks like a statue with 3 lamps growing out of her head. It looks kind of similar to the statue on top of the Montgomery Ward building, the Spirit of Progress. Let's scroll down a bit. Yeah, this is very much like what the Riverwalk is like now. Only nowadays you can actually walk by the river and not just be absolutely disgusted as you would have been back then. This was really pie in the sky in 1901. Here's one. Great museum is Field's offer. This merchant prince fellow is talking about building a museum. They figured they'd put it over here in the Palace of Fine Arts building, which was known as the Field Museum for a while till they built their own new facility up there on what is now Museum Campus. You might recognize this as the back of what is now the Museum of Science and Industry, but was the front of the Palace of Fine Arts back during the World's Fair. I just like this headline. Jag with no after effects produced by invention of a clever Chicagoan. I don't know what they mean here. Oxygen brought into popular use as a stimulant, a parlor entertainer, and a conversation inspirer. Captive oxygen. I want a Jag with no after effects. I haven't read all of this. Now, just one other headline here. First of all, the Hearst Chicago American, the only 1 cent morning newspaper in Chicago. This is shortly before they became an evening paper. Well, this is something I found interesting. Frances Willard comes up sometimes in Chicago history. She was the head of the Women's Christian Temperance Union. And it says here that her nephew has returned to tramp life. An eccentric writer and thinker. Also known as the Chicago Cigarette. I haven't really heard about her nephew having such a wild and crazy life. But that's interesting. I'm going to look into it and find more about that. And that's kind of what this is all about. You go through the microfilm room, you end up seeing stories that you never would have heard about any other way. Boys, ladders, and pistols upset girls' school. Yes, I imagine they would. But alright, those are just a few treasures from the microfilm room last Saturday. Just taking it kind of easy here as I'm recovering from being sick. It took almost 3 years, but my luck finally ran out. I just feel like I got a bad cold for the most part. But alright, everybody, thanks a lot for joining me. I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago Tours. Sorry it's not as long as a typical Sunday one today. Possibly tomorrow I'll be well enough that as long as I stay in the car, we can go look at some murals. So thanks a lot, everybody. I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago Tours saying to stay safe and stay strong. And of course, if you can, stay spooky, ladies and gentlemen.